Hello, beautiful earth angels. Happy. Welcome. Welcome to Earth Angels Unite. Darkness is not what you think. Podcast 150. Darkness is not what you think. It's not a demon. It's not evil. It's not external. It's not some force waiting to consume your light. Darkness is the absence of light. It is what has been hidden, suppressed, or left unhealed. For highly sensitive souls and earth angels, darkness can feel threatening because we feel everything so deeply. But what we often call darkness is simply unprocessed pain, unintegrated shadow, and thoughts that have turned against us. Today, we're slowing this all way down because when you understand what darkness truly is, you stop fearing it and you start alchemizing it. So I'm so honored to be talking about this today. And we're actually going to begin with a short invitation to your angels once I introduce myself. So my name is Jill Kempner, angel coach, alchemist, and author of Receiving from Your Angels, 4 Practices to Heal Your Pain with Angel Love. And these podcasts are a living expression of this book and the practices in this book and the evolution of the book. My intention with these podcasts is to create a space of transformation, that you come one person and you leave transformed, that you come as you are and you leave lighter, hopefully with a deeper connection to your angels and more gems, right? My job is to help you glow up. So my mission is to lead sensitive souls to transform that pain, whatever it is, physical or emotional, into peace by becoming the calm, clear, confident you. And we do this through the relax, release, receive process. We do this with our angels. And it's always an honor to be here. So welcome. Thank you. So happy full moon. Happy March. Happy lunar eclipse. Happy Mercury retrograde. There's so many portals open. Happy fire horse, right? We welcomed the fire horse a couple weeks ago. And there's all of these portals open. And these are these opportunities for us to receive healing, divine downloads, intuitive expansions, intuitive awakenings, epiphanies, miracles. There's all these portals open. And so let's begin by inviting the frequency of your soul and your angels to be here, and the frequency of all these amazing portals, so that you can get to receive a gem today. Yeah, or more than one. So closing your eyes, taking a few cleansing breaths. If that's available for you, otherwise you can just focus your gaze. And allow your breath to bring you into the now, into your body, into your heart, and onto the earth. Feel your roots dropping down into the earth like roots of a tree, so anchored in Mother Earth's love, anchored in yourself. And then as you breathe, let yourself tune into all of the love that is inside of you, that your body and soul have for each other. The love that's all around you, that your angels and source and your soul have for you. As you breathe, invite your soul here. Your soul is always with you, but we're making a conscious invitation to your soul. Inviting your soul to lead. As your angels light the path, we welcome them all here. I call them your A team because all of the many of the names of these angels and allies start with an A. So we welcome your guardian angels, your allies, your animals, helpers, your ancestors, beloved ancestors, the ascended masters, and the archangels, especially Archangel Michael, Archangel Haniel, Archangel Raphael, feeling also Archangel Raziel. We welcome the heart of source and all the healing angels to be here now. Thank you for guiding, surrounding, directing, and protecting each of us for our absolute highest good and highest healing. Very important to remember, you are the keeper of your mind and body. And we welcome only those angels, guides, and earth angels that love us unconditionally. So before you set your intention, feel the frequency around you as we welcome La Luna, her powerful, potent full moon medicine, expanding our clairs, and the eclipse, bringing what was previously eclipsed or hidden from our consciousness to the surface, including our light and our gifts, not just our blind spots. So the blind spots are being illuminated, our gifts are being illuminated. We welcome that all here. So feel the frequency of your angel team and devote to receiving their love. Whether you've devoted a bazillion times because you've been following me for years, or whether this is your first time devoting, do it with fervor, passion, enthusiasm. I am devoted to receiving love and healing from my angels. Allowing your heart to open to your angel's love, your mind to align with divine mind, and giving yourself permission to feel this frequency. So whether you're here live, whether you're connecting with the replay, set your intention. Whether you understand that the potency of the medicine here, even if you watch it 3 years from now, will all be contained in this offering, in this transmission. So beautiful, loving angels, what are you inviting me to release in this full moon eclipse, Mercury retrograde portal? What am I releasing so I can receive more love from you? I heard inner darkness for me, and like the ego, the heavy ego thoughts was what I heard. And loving angels, what am I here to receive, embrace, embody, allow, align with, so I can heal this pain, this fear, this darkness once and for all? Yeah. Receive my soul's frequency, receive simplicity. Beautiful. And so as we bring our hands to our hearts, we dedicate the healing that you've received today to all our relations in all directions of time, blessing our ancestors. They're here very strong today, very strong. They came in my reading, they're here now. So we know that the healing that you personally received today will be sending those healing blessings to them for their highest good and highest healing. And so it is, opening our transmission with a namaste. Okay. So it's funny how the ego gets in there and tries to come up with plans. And as I make this commitment to slow, simple, soft, I was able to catch a lot of ego stuff this morning and re-devote to my soul's frequency. And she told me to start with the opening invitation, which I really love. So say hi if you're here. Set your intention. I'd love to connect with you. This is actually my time to connect. Louise Castro, Rufusum. JD, I was just thinking about you. I was literally going to reach out to you. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Set your intention. What are you releasing? What are you receiving in this moon, this powerful moon, right? So the La Luna is here. And every full moon and new moon, the moon cycles are an important touch point for us highly sensitive, highly intuitive souls. So start to watch your energy, watch your thoughts, watch your patterns during the moon cycles. For me, as I step into the year of the fire horse, as I step into my next level of medicine, for me, it was just this this really old ego thinking that I'm not making an impact. And I really had to work with that this morning before getting live. So let's talk about darkness. I was inspired to do this series this month from my amazing coach, Lisa Espinosa, and one of her podcasts. So this is an inspiration from her podcast that I was listening to it at King Spa. I was taking notes and I got a massive download to share with you. So it's an honor. So let's start by defining darkness, the dictionary definition, right? It's the absence of light. So a lack of illumination, a state of being hidden, obscured, or unknown, spiritual ignorance, gloom, distress, right? This is what the energy of darkness is. That's it. Right? That's the definition. Understand that what our angels are inviting us to comprehend, understand, integrate, it's all of that, is that darkness is not demons. It's not monsters. It's not evil entities lurking in the corners. Darkness is simply absence, hiddenness, unseen, unconscious. Darkness is unconscious. And then we can say unconscious what, right? Unconscious pain, unconscious fears. So when we bring this into spiritual language, the darkness is the unprocessed pain, unhealed trauma, unexamined thoughts, unintegrated shadow. So darkness is not a force attacking you. It's a part of you and the collective that has not yet been loved. I mean, is that so beautiful and angelic? I love the angels. So that's the reframe, right? Darkness is a part of you that has not yet been loved. Someone write that in the chat because that was really good. I am so honored to share that message, that angelic message. Michael, Grand Rising, releasing stagnation, bringing in encouragement. Yes. And I feel that. So welcome. Good to see you. Okay. So now why? Right? We define darkness, right? From the human perspective and the angelic perspective. So now why are we afraid of it? Why are we afraid of darkness? So slowing this down even more, your angel's saying, we're not afraid of darkness itself. Here's what we're afraid of: losing control, being overwhelmed, being consumed, becoming bad, in quotes, being exposed, feeling what we've avoided. Now, avoided could be denied, suppressed, exiled, sort of all the same thing. There's different kind of flavors of the same idea. So that's what we're afraid of, right? We're afraid of being consumed. We're afraid of losing control, right? But really, we are not afraid of that. Your ego is. This is all the ego, right? Your ego's afraid of losing control, not your soul. Your ego's afraid of judgment, not your soul. So as highly sensitive, highly intuitive souls, and that's who I'm here to support, right? Those earth angels, empaths, alchemists, light workers. And honestly, I'm sharing and have been and will continue to share some of the darkness I've experienced and how I've gotten to the other side of it. So highly sensitive earth angels are especially sometimes are afraid of the darkness because why? We feel everything. We're often shamed for anger, intensity, or shadow. Shamed, judged, abandoned, right? For feeling too much. We confuse shadow with evil, earth angels, or we're taught to be light, good, kind, and we split off the rest. Ooh. But I also feel like here is like, kind of with we feel everything is like we carry, there's something that I heard at the end of the year last year when I was doing all this shedding of codependency. If it's too heavy to carry, it's not yours to carry. And that has resonated with me so deeply as I step onto this path of sovereignty. And actually, I intend that every transmission, every offering is a safe, sacred, and sovereign space. So there's no rescuing, there's no codependency, there's no absorbing anyone's energy, especially in my upcoming membership. That's essential sovereignty. And so instead of integrating our shadow, right, loving it into, what do I like to say? We're loving our shadow into oneness, into light, into integration, right? And so instead of integrating the shadow, we suppress it, project it, fear it, hide from it, over spiritualize it, right? Spiritually bypass it. So here's the key teaching. The more you resist the darkness, which is essentially just your unhealed pain, the more power it appears to have, right? Think about fear. FEAR, false expectations appearing real. Right? It's false. So darkness grows in avoidance. Oh my God, I just had a download for myself. And it softens or lessens, or I would say shrinks is better than softness. If you think about the darkness growing in avoidance, we can shrink it with awareness. So before the psych hospital and my dark night of the soul, I was the rock. And let me back up. This was 20 years ago. I'm actually going to have my 20-year anniversary of my psych hospital visit this year. And I never had to go back again. And there's a lot of reasons why I never went back again. Actually, I never had to go back again to the psych hospital in 20 years because that ended up being my opening. So I'm pausing for a minute because I felt like the angels were saying something. Okay. Beautiful. No, there's multiple downloads coming through. So I'm like, okay. Okay. So before the psych hospital, this was 20 years ago. Before the psych hospital and dark night, my dark night of the soul, I was the rock. I was the strong one, the wise one, the one people came to for support, advice, grounding. And I held everyone else. Then I gave birth to my first child and everything slowed down. My heart softened. And what I feel here, I feel like the angels are saying this. So, what do I mean by everything slowed down? Because I'm now talking about slow, simple, soft, and how important that is. But the angels are inserting something here that I feel is important to name. Thank you. Because of my traumatic, stressful, and chaotic childhood, my ego got loud. I had a lot of defenders. I had a lot of protectors. I had a lot of armor from the challenges I had experienced. And my ego and my managers, right, took the front seat. Were driving the bus. And I think people respected that actually about me. I'm not saying I was never soulful. I'm sure that I had very soulful moments, but I didn't have any consciousness of this. I didn't have a consciousness that I had a soul and a universe of parts. I didn't have a consciousness that I had a team of angels around me. I actually rejected God because of a traumatic religious experience. Actually, multiple traumatic religious experiences. Okay. So because of that, I walked around with armor, right? And I had this kind of badass air about me. And when I got pregnant and had my first child, some of those layers had to be released, right? Some of those protectors. And so that's what I mean by the world slowed down. I mean, caring for an infant, caring for a baby is such a sacred and precious experience. And I still have parts that feel sad that I don't feel like I was fully there because of all this like storm energy stirring up inside of me, right? There's a storm building of everything I hadn't looked at. And then when the world slowed down, it was like time to look at it. For me, it ended up being a psych hospital visit that made me look at it. I pray that this touches you and you get the tools you need to not have to get to that level, if that makes sense. Okay, so that was a lot that needed to be said before I finish my story here. Okay, thank you, angels. You're the best. So I gave birth, my heart softened, my root cracked open, right? And all the unprocessed grief from my father's murder, from the chaos from my childhood, the lingering emotional pain that I had both absorbed and pushed down, right? I absorbed everything I was this little sponge empath, absorbing everything, transmuting it, but it was lodging in there. Yeah. I didn't even know I was doing any of this when I was transmuting it, right? We transmute through play and laughter and all of that, music. So everything flooded to the surface at the same time, and I really didn't have support. I didn't have a team. I didn't have a practice that anchored me to the earth and illuminated my light. So yes, I was a massage therapist. I was a yoga teacher. I was a Reiki practitioner, but I wasn't allowing myself to relax and receive my own medicine. I also felt very isolated because I was the first friend of my group of friends to have children. And so I felt lonely. I felt unsupported. I felt like nobody knew what I was going through, you know? And again, that storm was brewing on the inside. Honestly, without my knowledge, I just knew that I didn't feel right. And I had all this stuff happen to my body. I had this 1,000 itchy bugs treatment. I had like itching. My body was itching everywhere. And talk about your skin being the protective layer around you, connected with your aura. It was like everything was coming up. So, again, I didn't have a daily practice of connecting with my soul and my angels. So the darkness, if you will, got louder, right? The ego got louder. Again, for me, the darkness wasn't demons or evil. It was PTSD, right? It was unprocessed trauma. It was imprinted grief, chronic stress. And I didn't have the tools yet to process it safely. And that's why, thank you, angels. That's why this is my heart. That's why practice number 1, renew your devotion, is honestly the only practice you need in this book if you commit to it fully 100%. Practice 1 will provide a solid spiritual foundation to transform any darkness. And I am devoted and committed to that. Actually, that's what I do with my clients. My clients come to me with their darkness, with their pain body, with their fears. And we apply the medicine of relaxation, of release, and of receiving through their daily angel practice. I'll share more about that later. Let me finish my story. So eventually that led me to the psych hospital. 20 years later, I can confidently say it was a powerful and necessary reset. But in the beginning, it felt like a curse. It felt like failure. It felt like I lost myself. Thankfully, my dark night of the soul was only 9 months. But it was 9 months of shame, self-judgment, relentless negative thinking. It was like the ego, if you could think about like the ego is just this heavy darkness, like it was just everywhere, right? I was like, where is my light? I didn't even know that's what I was looking for, really. And this is why my teacher and coach, Elisa Espinosa, inspired this series when she said, she did a podcast. It was something like how to protect your light, right? As a sensitive soul, as a helper. She said, the only attack on your light is the egoic mind. And I was like, and I felt this surge of energy like flow through me. And I was like, oh my God, I have to talk about darkness. These podcasts, this series has been waiting in the wings for a while. So thank you for being here. So that landed with me because my darkness wasn't external. It was my own shame, my own self-judgment, my own thoughts turning against me. So through my husband's support, through regular therapy, and a fierce intention, I mean like mama bear fierce, personal intention to heal myself naturally, there was a light at the end of the tunnel for me of that dark night of the soul. And for me, it was Reiki. But more than Reiki, it was my devotion to meditation, self-energy work, oracle cards, a real consistent daily practice. Now I make it like I had to make it up as I went. Now it's like I make it super easy for you. I can create a practice for my coaching clients in 12 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes. You can get all your power back, release your pain, connect with your angels, and stay focused on your intention. I can help you feel calm, clear, and confident in 15 minutes a day. That's my medicine. And it took decades, right, for me to get to this place. But now I'm like, why would I keep this all to myself? I'm here to inspire you. And I have many avenues and pathways to work with me and my angels, me and my medicine. But it's not about me, right? It's about you. You getting your power back. So what I do, how I help my clients is I empower my client to become the healer. I give you the foundation to become your own healer. And everyone's on a different journey. And then it's like, those of you who choose to hire me as your angel coach, I walk by your side as you remember, as you heal, as you transform, as you alchemize, as you get the gems. And yeah, I'm helping you get the gems, of course. Why are we doing it alone? One of the biggest things I learned from my dark night of the soul is no man is an island. My friend said that to me right before I went to the psych hospital. No man is an island. We are meant to heal together in community. But I thought no man is an island. I thought that meant, get, other support from people and all that. But then I realized, and I'm realizing it right now as I'm saying this, full moon eclipse, like, it's not just the human support, which is essential, but it's the divine support. I was doing everything myself because I was in survival. I hope that resonates. So let me take a sip of water. So before we go into the how, let me finish my story. Thank you, angels. I have a couple more things. Where was I? So many downloads. So my daily practice, right, became my lifeline. And then I realized that it was helping me not only feel grounded and like myself again, but also helping me increase and trust my intuition, and also helping me hear other people's angels, helping me stay in the flow. And I was like, wow, this works. So before my dark night, I like to think I was sleepwalking, even with all my healing arts training, massage, yoga, Reiki, because I wasn't using the tools. It wasn't until I came face to face with my own inner darkness that I truly found my light. My father's murder created this hard shell around me, and you could say I was a tough nut to crack. And it took a total breakdown before I was willing to look at the darkness inside of me through the eyes of love. So I understand the impulse to exile it, to suppress it, to judge it, to spiritualize it. I did all of that. But the message from the angels is simple. Bring it to the light. So there was never this mean God punishing me, or there was never this force waiting for me to fail. My chaotic childhood, my father's murder, were initiations. They were unintegrated. They were shrouded in shame, covered in judgment. They were darkness. And they just needed the light of my soul and the steady, loving presence of my angels. So my journey to them was messy, right? It was not linear, and healing isn't linear, but it is sacred. And this is why I teach what I teach. Because darkness is not what you think. It is unhealed pain asking for love. Let me know if that resonates with you. It's unhealed pain asking for love. It's unhealed pain asking for love. So before we go into the how, let me just take a sip of water. I'm really excited because I updated my website. It needed a refresh, and I simplified everything. This was the year, my fuel this year is simplicity, and I've been very devoted to that. And I cleaned up my website, I simplified it, I made it very easy to connect with me and my angels, and I have a free consult for those of you considering hiring me as your angel coach. So the free consult is over Zoom. And it's a 1 hour conversation. It's a heartfelt, compassionate space. And you don't need to prepare anything. All you have to do is show up, right, with an open heart and mind and speak your truth. And I will share with you what your angels are saying about your pain. So it's a moment of relief because you're going to finally be witnessed in everything you've been carrying. And then through their precision, through their wisdom, through their love, we'll create a healing intention for you that you can carry with you moving forward, and a very simple plan to start to already have relief. And then in the consult, I'm going to share my your customized roadmap to relief. So the consult is a moment of relief. My coaching program is the roadmap to relief, how I'm going to get you the results. And right now, the results of 2026 are for you to feel calm, clear, and confident. And I'm going to be talking more and more about that. So if you're interested in that, you can go to my website. You can book a consult with me today just by clicking the button. I updated everything, so making it easy. And I'll also put that link here too. What else was I going to say? There was something else about that. And I would be honored. I would be honored to be on your team, on your Earth Angel team, reminding you of who you are, helping you heal that pain once and for all, and giving you some real long-lasting relief. Okay. All that info is on my website, jillkempnerhealing.com. Okay, so let's talk about the how. So how do you alchemize the darkness into light, right? We've been talking about what darkness is. I shared the story of my literal dark night of the soul. And I also want to say this, there's a lot unfolding in the collective right now. And my message from my angels to my people is get light. Literally, we need to turn on our light and make it super bright and release the burdens, the heaviness, the darkness, the shadows that we're carrying so that we're a lighthouse. It was very interesting. Before I got on, I kept hearing, you're not the anchor, you're the lighthouse. And I was like, because a lot of people around me right now are going through storm energy. And what I'm talking about back then, that was storm energy for me. And I went through it, I alchemized it, I'm on the other side of it, I have the gems, and now I'm here as a lighthouse for you. So notice if you're trying to anchor people and ground people and hold them in place, when actually our job is not to anchor them. That's Mother Earth's job. Our job is to be the lighthouse to awaken their light. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like that was a download for today that's going to keep evolving. So let me know if that resonates. Okay, so how do we alchemize darkness into light, right? Well, we don't fight it. You don't exile it. You don't shame it. That's the old way. That's the ego's way, right? It's the ego suppressing the ego. Oh my God. And understand that we're all a beautiful soul. Everyone has a beautiful soul having a human experience. And part of the human experience was an agreement to come with an ego structure. So there's no shame in it. Everybody has ego. I have just as much ego as the next person, right? It's not like, oh, he has more ego. No, he, she, whatever has forgotten their light. That's it. So the first step, slow down. Relax and regulate your nervous system. You breathe. You let your body feel safe. You invite your body to feel safe. Another download I got earlier, because I got ask your body for a message. It's like, how do we know we're in our ego, right? How do we know we're in our ego or our soul? Ask your body. If your body feels heavy, tight, tired, in pain, you're in your ego. It's okay. Don't judge it. Just shift. Because we can't, so You can't transform what you're releasing. You can't transform what you're resisting. I realize I didn't read that all as a whole sentence. So slow down is the first step. Slow down and relax. Then we simplify. So instead of saying, I'm broken, this is evil, I'm failing, which again would be the ego, you say, I have a part in pain. This is pain. This is fear. This is an unhealed part of me. Feel the difference in that frequency, because when we speak like that, for our parts, not from our parts, we stay in our soul's frequency. We stay in our soul's loving alignment. Does that make sense? So darkness becomes workable when you stop dramatizing it. Right? We're simplifying it. It's just a part. I mean, honestly, that's the biggest part of the work I do with my clients. When they can't come in activated, when they come in hot, when they come in triggered, it's like, oh, okay, you're in a part. Let's unblend with that part. Let's call on your angels. Let's send it love. That's what I do. That's the core of what I do. And I love it. Every time I do inner work on myself, I'm able to help more people, right? You can only take someone as far as you've taken yourself. So I am so committed to my own inner work. Okay, so then we soften. Soften is actually different from the slowing down. Sometimes you would think soft means relax, but actually, soft means receive, become receptive. This is the most important part. You soften towards the part of you that's hurting. You invite your angels, you set an intention, you consciously receive the gem. So we slow down and relax and get calm. We simplify, we release and we get clear. And then we soften and receive. And there's a lot that we actually receive when we let ourselves receive. That was my card yesterday in the Oracle Monday. Receive more. We receive the gem of that pain to fully alchemize it. We receive our next level of trust. We receive confidence in our ability to stay in our soul and connected to the divine. Whatever that looks like for you. So we're going to ask that power question, right? What lesson am I learning from this pain? What lesson am I learning from this darkness inside of me? What is the gift? What is the gem? What am I learning? Because alchemy is not complete until something is received. So the darkness turns into light the moment love enters it. And that's it. So slow, simple, soft. I yesterday had to apply that particular method, formula, whatever you want to call it to a specific issue that was happening. And I could feel my ego, right, getting activated. I don't even remember what it was exactly about, but I could feel the pull. And I was like, wait, let me slow down. Let me relax. Let me calm. Let me simplify. What am I releasing? Okay, some tension in my shoulders. Okay, help me get clear. And then where can I soften and receive, either from my angels, from my soul, from the lesson, receive the lesson, the gem. It's just a practice, and we have to do it over and over and over. And some days it's easier, and it's like, oh my God, I'm in the flow and it feels so great. And other days it's like, how am I going to get through this day? And that's why we get support, right? from spiritual community, from your coach, from your therapist. Okay, I hope that resonates. So, slow, simple, soft, that's how you face the darkness. That is how you protect your light, not by fighting the shadow, but by integrating it. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to the Alchemist. Opening ceremony is Wednesday, March 18th. Yes, it's going to be new moon spring equinox portal. So excited. The first class is called Alchemy Begins with Invitation. And you are going to walk away with a powerful angel invitation that I'm inviting my members to say every single day. Right? It's going to be slightly tweaked, up-leveled, and simplified. Simple. And inviting my students who come for just the one session, the members that are there for the whole year, to start integrating that invitation into their practice. There's going to be a powerful activation of your guardian angel's frequency so you can trust them to the next level. And I guarantee you're going to walk away calm, clear, and confident, because that's my intention. So it's Wednesday, March 18th. It's $44. I would love for you to join us. It's over Zoom, the Zoom temple, and it's in the evening from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Time. So I would love for you to join us. And yeah, I'm just so excited and honored to start and open this membership. And yeah, it's an honor to awaken your inner alchemist. It's an honor because I know my mission is to get you into the calm, clear, confident you so that we can handle any storm. We can handle any darkness. And so it is. All right. So I think we're going to do masters. Let's do the masters. And I know I have a master out right now, so I want to put her back in. So let me grab her. Yay. I'm glad that resonated. Oh. Okay, let's get a master going here for you. This is the Divine Masters Oracle deck, Oracle Guide for the full moon eclipse. Actually, we're going to do a master and an archangel. How is it that you are transforming darkness into light during this full moon lunar eclipse? Oh my God, there's so many that want to come out. Katumi, initiatory experience. Your current situation is initiating your gifts. Holy cow. Can you is that so cool in connection with what I shared today? Like that initiation of going to the psych hospital, going through a dark night of the soul. And now I'm helping other people create a daily practice of connecting with their soul and their angels. I mean, literally, and actually, I think I got Katumi. I think my coach pulled Katumi for me. All right, let's pull an archangel for you as well, guiding you from darkness to light. What archangel is helping you in this full moon eclipse? Transform any inner darkness into light, soul light. Oh, Shamuel, beloved. This is my husband's. I'm getting so much Shamuel. I'm writing his chapter this month. Oh my God, beloved one. I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. One of my favorite affirmations from this is, I am the beloved one. Shamuel is the angel of peace, peace and perfect peace. He's the angel of the heart chakra, the angel of unconditional love, the angel of spiritual soulmate connection. So those soul cluster, not just an intimate soulmate, right? But the soul cluster family. So I feel like you're being guided by Shamuel to connect with your soul cluster family. And to remember, you are the beloved one. You are loved beyond measure. And there's no darkness inside of you that cannot be healed. Right? So let the light, and this is the message of peace, right? Peace, peace, and perfect peace. One of my favorite mantras. And then Katumi having your back. There's a message from Katumi coming through his book, because I don't have this one memorized. I haven't used this deck as much. I use it once a month, but I'm not reading the book. And I'm like, I need to read the book. He is now the keeper of the golden ray of wisdom. That's what he wanted me to say. A divine energy that can be invoked to help us tune into the mysteries of the universe. Know that there are no mistakes in the events that are unfolding for you now. Instead, there is a sacred plan based on the prayers, intentions, visions you had for yourself, your life, and your spiritual path. So this is about learning the lesson, right? It's just a lesson. There's a blessing here. There's a message here. So welcome Katumi to help you like understand that what you're going through is an initiation. I wish I knew what back then, those words, I had those terms. I didn't know any of that. I found out afterward I had PTSD, afterward that I was going through a dark night of the soul. And it was a long time coming. So we've got two amazing helpers, Shamuel and the rosy pink light, and then the golden ray of wisdom from Katumi supporting you through this full moon eclipse. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I can't wait to see you at the Alchemist. And there's so many amazing like offerings that I have this month and this year. So get on my newsletter at jillkemperhealing.com. And yeah, I'll be adding value to my people in that offering as well, my newsletter. Okay, mwah. Have an amazing, amazing full moon eclipse. See you next week. Bye. Bye, Michael. JD, Louise. Namaste, everyone.